If you are new into reading the Bible and you still haven't gotten a Bible and you're trying to figure out what type of Bible to buy, but you just feel so overwhelmed because you have no clue and no idea what type of Bible to get to be your starter Bible, then this video is for you. Hi everyone, welcome back to this Bible Basics for Beginners series. My name is Betty, and in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys different types of Bibles. I invite you to subscribe to this channel and click the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any future videos to come on this Bible Basics series for new beginners. So let's start with the most basic Bible. And once again, these are some of the Bibles that I have. The reason why I wanted to share this video is because when I first bought my Bible, I had no clue on the different various versions of the Bible. I had no idea what translations meant and what the easiest and the hardest versions were. I had no idea, so I wish I would have known this when I started reading the Bible. I probably would have gotten an easier version to have to start off with. So I hope that this video helps out you guys figuring out what type of Bible will work best for you. So let's start with the most basic Bible, and this is going to be the most basic Bible that you're going to find anywhere. Probably what you will see like at hotels. You can actually, this was gifted to my husband, but you can find a very similar one at the Dollar Tree, and it's gonna only cost you $1 if you don't want to spend too much money on it. And this is how it's gonna look. It's just gonna be basic double column Bible, and you're gonna have like it's just basic, straight to the point, what the Bible is all about. And then sometimes it would include red letters for when Jesus is talking, and then this one includes concordance in the back, and then maps also. So that's what you're gonna find. Now, what you want to look into when you're looking for a Bible, you want to look at this section. This section will tell you everything about this Bible as far as like what type of Bible and what translation the Bible is. So it's usually will say the name of the Bible, which this one's Holy Bible, and then it will have the version, and this one is a King James version, and this is a reference edition, because this one, meaning that it has sections, it will give you a verse reference to where what that passage was talking about was mentioned somewhere else in the Bible. If you didn't watch my previous video on Bible Basics, getting to know your Bible, then I highly recommend that you go check out that video after this, just to get you more familiarized on what to expect inside a Bible, where I go more in depth on getting to know your Bible. So that's probably like a good starter Bible, but not in the King James version, because the King James version is actually a version that will talk like old language, and you will hear a lot of the shall not, thy, though, like a lot of those shall not, which can make it a bit difficult and challenging to understand, and it can be more intimidating and more difficult to read. As a first-time reader, I wouldn't recommend a King James version just because it's more complicated to understand. So this is a journaling Bible. Now, a journaling Bible is one that is going to be also basic, but you're going to have space to journal. So that is why it's called a journaling Bible, because you will have this space on the side where it allows you to be creative and either write, do whatever it is that you want to do with your whole journaling process. So this is just how mostly a journaling Bible will look. Now, it doesn't mean that you have to get only this one if you feel like you're artsy or like you want to do art in it, but I think it's a really good Bible to come to if you really want space to write. And now there's various versions of journaling Bibles in various sizes too, that will give you that liberty to be creative in your Bible. The pages tend to be a little bit thicker than your regular normal Bibles, and that is why they're journaling Bibles, because they tend to have that thicker to like sustain and be durable to that art that you're going to be putting on, or that like all the markings that you're going to be doing on your Bible. Your journaling Bibles, you will see that they're very basic. They won't have references. I think some do, but for the majority part, I don't think most of them don't have references. This one in particular actually has red lettering, which is good if you like that. And then sometimes in the back you will have sections for extra notes. I actually didn't know this one had a section for notes, so that's nice. So that's pretty much how a journaling Bible will look. So this is just like if you want that extra room and space to write, but don't expect to have like helpful hints and notes to kind of help you understand your Bible. Now, getting to a devotional Bible. This is actually my first Bible, and like I said, I didn't know on the versions, so when I was first reading it, I could see that some of the wording was a little bit more challenging, but I think by now I'm kind of used to it, so I like it. So this is a New King James Version Bible, and this one in specific is a daily devotional Bible for women. You will find various Bibles pertaining to like gender or age specific Bibles, and that is just targeting like either women or moms, men or dads, men or children, teenagers. Different with a devotional Bible is that you have, well, in this one, you will have like devotions throughout your book. And what a devotion is that you have a section, it will either talk more in depth about a specific verse, or it will give you like an example on someone's life, how they held on to that verse or that promise and how they applied it in their life and how it made them like change and see things differently, like in their perspective. I think it's helpful if you're trying to understand more how it's like applied in life situations and how we can change by applying that verse. But or just gives you like more examples, so it can become it's helpful for a first time reader. And this one in specific will have it laid out for you for 365 days of the year, so that you can read one devotion per day for the whole year. And it will give you, some of them will give you a plan on how to read it for the year. Mine will include it in the very back. Most of the things that are going to be talked about is pertaining to the women, to a mom, a housewife, how we can apply in like, the challenges that we face as women. In every aspect of our lives, it's more relatable to women. Now there's like men's Bible, like I said, and it will talk about like the struggles and things that men go through. And the same thing with like teenagers, like if they go more through like identity during those teenage years, like it's gonna focus on those things and how they can relate to it, to make it more understanding and more applicable to them. And then this one in specific is a white margin, meaning that it gives you space on the edges of your text, and which is great for writing notes. This is why I picked this one, because it gave me a little bit of help, and it also gave me the freedom of having some space to write my notes and my thoughts. And then some of these Bibles will have an intro, so mine comes with an intro. Let me go for a basic one that is not written. An intro will tell you like the context of that book, like just summarize, so that you know what to know a little bit of background prior to reading that specific book. This one has some referencing in the bottom, but not throughout the whole Bible. So that is what you're going to expect with a devotional Bible. Then you will go into a study Bible, and I have two different versions here of a study Bible. Now, as a new person who is trying to read the Bible, I would say I didn't know the difference between a study Bible and a devotional Bible, or any of these type of Bibles when I first started reading the Bible, like I mentioned before. But after I started reading mine, and after I started like looking up more stuff, I realized that a study Bible is super, super helpful when you're trying to understand and studying the Bible. It is not necessary, but it's just very helpful. So a study Bible, like I said, it will tell you the name here, and this is a version of King James Version. And then I have another version that is a Life Application Bible, and it's a New International Version, the NIV, what most people will hear, which is a bit easier. NIV, ESV, CSB tend to be easier to read and to understand because they're more modern English. What is great about a study Bible is that when you go into a book, it will give you a more in-depth of what the book is about. So here you will start with a summary and how to study Psalms. And this is a know the word study Bible. So it will give you like how to study it, the highlights of that book, and then it will start with the book. And then in the very bottom section, this is what you're going to see in study Bibles. In most study Bibles, you're going to see in the bottom section that is being separated by a thicker line, where it goes into verse by verse or sentence or word verses, and it tries to go more in depth into what that means, what that meant at that time that the Bible was written. So that is very helpful when you're stuck on a verse that you just don't seem to get it or understand. Then you can go down here and read that, and it will make much more sense. If you still don't get it, then you can use additional help from like your phone or a different type of Bible. So this last one is another is the Life Application Study Bible, and this one is a gem for me. This is my go-to Bible when I'm studying the Word, when I'm trying to know more in depth of what it is that I'm trying to understand. What is great about this Bible is that it's a life application Bible, so it will try to apply some of the things to how you can see it more into like a personal aspect, and how to be more like relatable. But so it's very helpful when you're first starting to read the Bible. This again will start off with a brief summary of what the book is about. It will go into like your purpose, your author, your reading, your setting, your key verses, key people, and special features that the book is about. And then it will give you a little bit of background on it. And then this one in specific will give you a blueprint about that book of the Bible, and it will break it down, and it will give you also mega themes, which is really great. And it's very repetitive, but it's good that it's repetitive, because like that it sticks more, but it breaks it down better if you like those like outlines and blueprints to like kind of follow through. And then it goes into your Bible verses, and then it will give you one again, like in the bottom you will have the section of study notes, where you can see your verse breakdowns and go more in depth into a verse. Now throughout this Bible you will see various charts that will be more helpful. Like in this instance, you have this section that says the sources of suffering, so you have a chart there, and it goes more in depth about suffering. And then what I really enjoy about this Bible is that, and this was done by the previous person who owned this Bible. This will have a profile on a person talked about in that Bible, or like a character of the Bible, and it will give you more in depth of who they are, like a profile on that person, like a biography on that person. And it will give you like strengths, accomplishments, weaknesses, lessons for that person's life, vital statistics, and key verses based on that person, on that character of the Bible. Other great thing about this Bible is that you have references here in this section. So in this section, in the inner margin of the book, you will see you have little numbers, and that is telling you that specific verse, for instance, is Psalm 34:14 was also mentioned in Psalm 37:27. So then you can go and flip and look for that specific reference, and see what else it mentions. Sometimes when it refers you somewhere else, it's because in that section of the book it probably talks more in depth of it, or it just mentions it. So see if you want to like read before and after that verse to get more familiarized to what it mentioned, and also to just see how it plays throughout the entire book of the Bible, how everything is tied in together. You will have your concordance in the back, and this one in specific will go more into depth. You have way more like referencing verses to refer to, and then you have like your map. This one has the timeless in the beginning of the book, where you can see how each book of the Bible played in the timeline. And then sometimes you have it throughout the Bible too. But that is what a life application Bible looks like, which is another study Bible. And like I said, the good thing about this is that in the referencing and the commentary section of the study notes, it will give you a way how to apply it on your life by giving you an example or giving you a question, but it's not on every verse breakdown, but it's still like throughout most of it. So that is it with like different types of Bibles. Again, like I said, there's various types of Bibles, but these are the ones that I have, so the ones that I wanted to share. Two other Bibles that I think are great that I do not own, but I have done my research on them. Why I think they're great is the Jesus Bible. It's a really good Bible because from what I've seen and from what I've researched, it is a Bible that will tie in. It is not a study Bible, but it will tie in Jesus' life throughout the entire Bible, how he played in a part in the Old Testament. So I think that's a really great Bible that I would like to have, but I don't own it. And then let me know if you own the Jesus Bible and what you think about it in the comments down below. I would like to hear your opinion on that. Another Bible is the ESV Study Bible. I was gonna get that one, but I ended up finding the Life Application Study Bible, and since it was free, I took it. But I heard a lot of people always recommending the ESV Study Bible, which is another very similar to this life application. It's just it doesn't give you a life application. It's just verse by verse breakdown. And ESV meaning English Standard Version, so it's easier to understand when you're reading it. So that is it, guys. That is the end of this Bible basic video on the different types of Bibles that you can find out there. Like I said, this is just a few of them, just to give you guys a little bit more like help as far as like seeing and understanding like your most common Bibles that you will see out there. Let me know in the comments down below what type of Bible you have and which one you wish you would have. And which one you have found that has been very helpful, or let me know what type of Bible you will be getting. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I hope to see you guys on the next Bible Basics video. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel, give this video a like, and don't forget to click the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any future videos to come. I hope to see you guys on the next video.